Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. In this video, I will be filling out 2 days of the Hobonichi Cousin daily pages. Recently, I got a comment on one of my videos saying that they missed my daily journaling videos, and honestly, I've noticed that I haven't done as many as well. I think lately I've been going through kind of like an artistic rut, but apart from that, I've just been kind of burnt out in life in general. So yeah, that's why I haven't done as many, but I do hope to do more because I really do enjoy these as well. Anyways, we're going to ease back in with just 2 days, and these 2 days are based around the theme of sardines, which I know is very silly, but this is my birthday week, so I kind of wanted to dedicate these spreads to things that I love. And yeah, for my annual birthday stationery collection, I designed this roll of sardine supper washi. It has a bunch of sardines, tinned fish, olives, chili peppers, what else? Lemons. And I think it's just so much fun. And when I revealed it on social media, okay, there were several groups of people. One group were people who are fellow sardine enthusiasts, and they were like typing in all caps, super excited about the sardine washi. On the opposite end, there's a group of people who do not like to eat sardines, and they probably also find these like fish bug-eyed doodles really creepy. And then there was also a very sizable group in the middle where they do not like sardines, or they've never tried it, but they said they love the washi and they're gonna get it anyways. I just find this all really amusing, and yeah, long story short, that is what the theme is. I pulled out this like muted navy blue color from Sailor, a red from Sailor, and also a yellow-green from Tombow. I can't recall the names off the top of my head, so I'll try to remember to put them on the screen. Anyways, I think I've been pretty adventurous with my spreads in the past few months. Like, I've been cutting things up, pasting things in, and changing up the way I do things. But even so, I default back to this layout, which is my standard everyday layout, using a pencil to divide up the page into 2 columns, starting off with a today header using the Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen. This is the soft tip. And then I start off with my 3 morning routine things, which is medication, morning walk, and reading. Following that, I have a section for my work to-do list, and then a smaller section at the bottom for life things and notes and reminders. Sometimes at the top of my work to-do list, I either put a sticker or I make a few bullet points that stand out, just to kind of talk about the priority of the day. Other times I don't do that. For this day, I wanted to list out 3 of my priorities, and just to kind of go along with the fish theme, I doodled these tiny little fish as the bullet points. And yeah, I think these days most of my time has been going towards working on the 2027 collection. I have been showing little bits of sneak peeks here and there on Instagram stories. I will put a few of the photos on the screen as well. I really don't know what it is, like if I'm just terrible at time management, but for some reason, like even though I tried to stay disciplined this year with designing this collection early, I feel like I'm still super behind. Maybe part of it is due to the fact that the Hobonichi reveal season has started, and even before that, like I feel like towards maybe Q2, there were already like announcements of 2027 planner pre-orders, and that just like really freaked me out. So yeah, I feel like planner season gets earlier and earlier every year, and I just cannot keep up. I like for my collections, they take a long time to illustrate, and it's not something that I can take shortcuts for. Okay, I'm completely off topic. To sum it up, I am pretty much just working on the 2027 collection nowadays, and that is mostly what you will see in my to-do list, in my schedule, and honestly, I think for the next few months, designing the 2027 collection is going to become my entire personality, and I'm so sorry in advance because you are definitely going to get tired of hearing me saying the 2027 collection every single video. Anyways, back to this video. In the wider column, that is where I do all of my regular journaling stuff. I made an entry in the morning, and then in the afternoon I checked off a few things on my to-do list, and I lettered in new website with this fun font. This like serif font was very painful and time consuming for me to do, so I got a little bit too lazy and I just wrote website underneath regularly. I also put down the sticker of an emoji sprawled all over a messy desk. So yes, I launched our new website on this day. I say launch as if it's like a big exciting thing, but I just did it quietly whenever I felt somewhat satisfied with it. I mean, it's been a couple of days, and I think every single day since the launch I have made little tweaks to the website and like polishing things up. So I don't think I can ever like finish working on the website, but yeah, this was the day where I felt like things were finally coming together and it was ready enough for customers to start using. It's not too different because I actually really like the format of my old website and the layout, so I pretty much replicated that on the new website, but I improved things, in my opinion, drastically. It's kind of funny though, because I am currently in one of the busiest seasons of my business because we have my birthday sale coming up, and then I have my 2027 collection deadlines. I also have my Atlas sidewalk sale workshop coming up next week, and oh yeah, also like subscription stuff. It is very busy, and my brain decided that now is a time I need to redesign the website. Makes absolutely no sense. But yeah, I remember the day before the launch, I basically just chugged like 4 Diet Coke cherries throughout the day and powered through all of the things that I needed to do. But yeah, I recently discovered the cherry flavor of Diet Coke, and I think it is delicious. I had another one on this day, so that is why I made the doodle. Alrighty, moving on to the next day. This day was pretty uncreative in terms of my spread. I think all of the entries on this day was just about how tired I was. I will say though, it's a good kind of tired because I genuinely love designing so much, and when I do my design marathons and I get into the flow of things, it's like tiring, but simultaneously it's very fulfilling for me. I think if you have like any passion or hobbies and you really get into the flow, you can probably relate to this, where like you kind of forget that you're hungry or that you're thirsty or your body just doesn't need to pee. I don't know. Okay, that was kind of weird. But yeah, these days I've been just really in my designing flow and working on things for hours at a time without like going on social media and stuff. So on the flip side, I also kind of feel disconnected from social media and like the journaling community a little bit, just because I haven't been really online too often, and I have to consciously tell myself that I should probably scroll on Instagram for 10 or so minutes here and there so that I can kind of be in the know and interact with people. I think this is something that many artists probably deal with. Like you want to focus on your craft, but you also have to do like some marketing stuff. Not that I don't enjoy social media, but I do go through phases where I am offline more and I'm like focused on my creative work. Going back to the flow thing, I do know that it's not healthy to like be in the flow all the time to the point where you ignore like your body's signals for basic human needs. Once in a while, it's really nice and thrilling to be so passionate and wrapped up in something that you kind of just forget everything else. But normally, I do try to make sure that I'm still acting human. I think a conundrum that I have with designing really big projects like the 2027 collection is that I'm having a lot of fun designing it and adding all of the details, but of course I am in a time crunch and I have a bunch of deadlines. So sometimes I think that if I didn't have these deadlines, I would be able to enjoy working on these collections more and put in more effort and details, stuff like that. But then I thought about this more, and I think that without deadlines, I probably would just like never even start working on it, and I wouldn't have the motivation to work on it. So it's kind of like a balancing act, I feel like. And this is like a really weird segue into why I like the Hobonichi so much. So like with design work, I realize that I need some sort of deadline in order to get myself motivated to work on something. Kind of similarly with my Hobonichi Cousin, I have seen people say that like having the daily numbered pages is really stressful, especially if you end up skipping pages and stuff. And I totally understand. And this like gigantic planner is not going to work for everyone. But for me, I like that the Hobonichi Cousin has dates and just a little bit of guidance on the page layout. I think if I was given a notebook with 365 grid pages with no dates, I really do not think I would be able to journal every day. And like even if the page had the date written at the top, I feel like having just like a completely open grid page would intimidate me a little bit. So yeah, I think the Hobonichi has given me like the perfect balance of like a little bit of structure and guidance to keep myself accountable, but also a lot of creative freedom. Okay, I feel like I've been really chatty in this video and I'm just like jumping all over the place. Back to this video, I again just like wrote about how stressed out I have been. Very recently, Apple came out with some more emojis, and this like bug-eyed emoji, it is one of my most used emojis now, and I had to turn it into an emoji sticker right away. I feel like it's perfect for so many situations, like maybe you're embarrassed or like you're mind blown, chaotic situations, stressful situations. I feel like this one's like really versatile. Oh, I guess I can also talk about the content that I write about, because I often get comments under my videos of people saying that their lives aren't interesting enough to fill up so many journal pages. While I hope nobody's like fully reading all of my journal entries, if you do happen to like read a page or something, I think you'll quickly realize that I am not writing about anything super profound, or like I'm not detailing some exciting thing that happened on a particular day. Probably like 90% of my writing is just me complaining about how tired I am, complaining about this, complaining about that, and how I'm feeling. Sometimes in the morning, I will write an entry about how I'm feeling anxious, and then in the afternoon or evening, I will literally write about the exact same topic of how anxious I feel about something. So yes, I'm definitely not writing walls of text about brand new, exciting things that are happening in my life. And it might seem a little bit pointless to write about such mundane things and just complaining about stuff, but it does help me work through these thoughts. Even if I'm not writing anything of substance, just putting my messy thoughts down on paper helps ground me a little bit. Alright, I think that's all I have for today. Although I will be away next week in Chicago, I did pre-film a stationery haul, so that'll go up next Sunday. And then for next weekend, that is when the birthday sale event is going to be. So I would just put a warning that depending on how I feel after teaching the workshops and traveling back, and also like managing the sale event, maybe I won't have a video up next Sunday. We'll see. Anyways, thank you for your time. I hope you take care, and goodbye.